This is our family arcade machine.
It was built quite a while ago, before Ziva was even born, and back then that meant putting a full-size PC inside of the games machine. So today it's really showing its age, so we're going to replace the heart of it with a Raspberry Pi.
Let's look back at the initial build.
So you can see cardboard cutouts and my mum there trying to carry some things. Oh, very scientific. We used a toy cup to try measure things.
Yeah. There's the control panel, almost built. Emily seems to be helping out with a screwdriver, and that's the bottom of it. Mum doing some more work, some grafting.
And then there's us displaying. I think there's stuff stuck to us, like some blue tape.
Don't quite know what the relevance of the blue tape is, to be honest.
We look very chuffed with ourselves though. Caleb looks very pleased.
Yeah. Now it's our turn. So today, as we said, we're replacing it with a Raspberry Pi, but that's just the start of things.
Hopefully we can update things, recreate that arcade experience with
The lights, the
sounds, maybe the coin slot, all those cool things to add to our project.
Before we tore it apart, we decided to play one last game on the original system. We chose Pac-Man. Let's take a look inside. So if we come in here, rest it here. We've got this massive PC, takes up all the space, and there's a fan actually bolted down here that cools the whole thing down, even though it's very warm inside here. Got spaghetti of wires down here. And then here is all the, if you come here, sorry, all the joysticks and buttons are all, this is all the wires coming out, and they all get connected into here. This, I'm pretty sure, is a mini pack control interface, and this takes all the inputs from the joysticks and buttons and then kind of converts that to keyboard signals into the PC. And we're hoping that that is a USB plug into the PC, so then we can just put it onto the Raspberry Pi, which I have here. Hopefully we can just plug it in here. Dad's warned us that it might be one of them old PS ports that you use for keyboards and stuff, so let's see. So if I just follow the lead down, I'm actually quite scared to put my hand in here. Oh yes, it's a USB, so that in theory should just be able to plug into our Raspberry Pi. Oh, it's a bit bent, and hopefully we'll just be able to use the controls straight off.
Step 1. Finding the Raspberry Pi.
So we've got this one here, it's a retired Raspberry Pi 4, which has got a little 3D printed case for it. It used to host our local web server for gurgleapps.com, but that's now on this Mac behind us here. So we've got our Raspberry Pi.
Now we just need to find an SD card.
And they seem to be everywhere until you actually need to find one.
I've decided to take the SD card out of my drone controller, because I don't use the SD card in here. It's 64 gigabytes. I don't know if you can see it on the camera.
Yeah.
So that should be enough for our games machine. I've chosen RetroPie as the OS to flash onto my Raspberry Pi. I'm using the Raspberry Pi imager to flash it to the SD card, and I'll put it inside the Raspberry Pi afterwards, and we'll boot it up. So I'll see you then. With RetroPie installed and running on the Raspberry Pi, I've added the versions of MAME that I want to use to run our ROMs. But first, Ziva's got the end of our mini pack control panel. So that's the that's all these joysticks and stuff. And there were, if you remember, all the wires were connected to that board somewhere around here inside the machine. And that's the end, that's the USB that's connected to that board. So Ziva's going to plug it in. And actually, for it to recognise that this has been an input, we're going to unplug this, sorry, and then we're going to plug it back in or reboot it. That's probably a really messy way that I've done it, but it works.
For now.
Yeah. So I just had to restart it just because it wouldn't recognise it. And then when it loads up, we write emulation station. It's a command, and it'll run the main user interface, and hopefully we'll see all our games under the arcade section. It boots up. And now, in theory, because we've plugged that little board in, we should be able to move the joystick. I'm moving the joystick now. It works.
Wait, the joystick over there. Oh, yeah. That's brilliant.
So I'm going to press what I think I've written down here, what they should be connected to at the moment. I need to change it all. So A is purple, A select. So I'm going to press the purple button over here. Don't know if you can see it.
Purple button just
I
there.
pressed it. And it's gone to the arcade. And now I've got all these games that I can play, and I've got my joystick going up. So just to recap, the arcade machine casing itself was something built years ago when we were little, so we didn't go over that part since it's just basic carpentry. Inside, all the joysticks and buttons were already wired up to that mini pack. That's the little board that connects all the controls to the computer. We decided to reuse the same mini pack our parents originally used, which still works perfectly, but you can pick these up for around $55, although there's probably some cheaper knockoffs out there too. Then we used Raspberry Pi Imager to flash RetroPie onto our Raspberry Pi 4. Once it booted up, we downloaded the MAME emulator we wanted, added our ROMs, plugged in the mini pack, and that's it, the whole thing just worked. Our first complication was the UI doesn't boot up immediately when you plug the Pi in, so we'll just quickly fix that now. To make Emulation Station auto start and boot up when you turn on the Pi, I'm editing this auto start file. So I've just pressed W there to skip a word in Vi, and then X to delete that hash. And then I'm going to press colon and then WQ, write and quit. So that means when I reboot this in a second, it should just boot up and do the emulation station command and load up into that user interface. I'll do sudo reboot because I don't have permissions here. Okay, so that didn't work for some reason, so I'm just going to resort to editing a file called .bashrc. Now if you don't know what that is, it's basically a startup script that runs every time the system opens a terminal. Now all I'm going to do is quickly add a check here that says if this is the main display terminal, so kind of this machine, this actual on the Pi, then launch Emulation Station, because that's what we want to do here. But otherwise, leave me at the command line. That way the cabinet boots straight into the arcade menu automatically, but I can still SSH into the Pi from another computer without Emulation Station taking over my screen or it just not working. Our second complication is that this is an extremely old monitor, so it takes DVI, not HDMI, and we've probably got a connector somewhere upstairs that has the Pi's micro HDMI to DVI, but we can't find it anywhere. All we can find is what Ziva's holding here, micro HDMI to HDMI, and then an HDMI to DVI. We need a way of connecting these together, and I'm not going to go to the effort of soldering and creating my own connection. So it's dead cheap. We just went to B&Q and picked up a connector, which was here. We've got the connector, and if you come closer, I'm just going to open it up. Here we go. So we can take, we've got a DVI, HDMI into the connector, and then the other HDMI into the connector to micro. So that can go into the Pi if you plug it into the Pi. Okay, and this can go into our monitor, our really old monitor here, so let's open it up. So I'm just going to put the Pi inside, on top of rest it on top of the PC. We've got our wires.
Oops.
And I'm just going to plug it into the monitor. Wrong way around. There we go. There we go. We'll just screw it in. So the Pi is now connected to our ancient monitor. There we go. I've just plugged the Pi in here. So if we shut the machine up.
Kona's helping.
Perfect. Everything should be connected up. And it boots up. Oh, come here, come here.
Sorry.
I didn't realise it's booting up. While it boots up, I'm going to put the glass over the top.
Let me try to get it over this way.
Just going to put the glass over the top. I'll put fingerprints all over it. I'll have to clean it up.
Kona, are you going to have a game? You going to have a go?
Stop. Well, we've broken it along the way. We've had some software problems, hardware problems, software problems. We're about there now. We've got the main objective of getting that power-hungry PC that this machine used to run off. It was loud, noisy, and now it's on the little Raspberry Pi 4. So this, what you're seeing here, is running on the Raspberry Pi 4.
Super quiet.
Yeah, it's whisper quiet, isn't it? I don't feel like it's going to blow up like the big old PC.
Like a massive machine. It's kind of scary. Turn
Yeah.
it on.
Now there has been a few setbacks, hardware, software problems. We managed to get it in portrait mode. That's what it is. Portrait mode. That took a while. Had to manually change a few config files, but we're practically there. We've got both controls working. So we can play all the games, 2-player games, we can play it all. There's a few little niggles that we have here, like for example we've got both controllers working, so we can have 2-player games, but
Couldn't quite get the cocktail.
yeah, where it's split in the middle, couldn't get cocktail mode up and working. Now there's I've got a shortcut on here on the controls. It's one player, well the select button and the joystick right, I believe, and that gives the keyboard input tab, which is meant to bring up the menu in the game to select cocktail mode and do all that malarkey. But it's just not there. I swear it used to work, but I must have remapped it or something like that without realising, and it's not working, so...
I mean, if anyone has any ideas, a fix or anything, let us know in the comments. Please do let us know. And on that note, you guys do have really brilliant ideas, so when we start to judge this up,
Yeah, bling it up.
add some bling to it, then we will love your suggestions.
You know, we're going to add coin slots, hopefully, lights.
It's probably stuff that we don't even know we need for the machine that you guys probably would let us know that we need to add. So
Yeah.
anyways,
please do comment below.
Yeah. And also like and subscribe to our channel as well, because it really helps us out. Should we, is that everything?
I think so, yeah.
Perfect. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.
We're looking for our power hungry PC.